Cause girls like you run around with guys like me till sundown. When I come through, I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. I'm Angela and I make an array of different videos on my channel. So go ahead and subscribe down below and go ahead and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time that I upload new content. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my final thoughts on the Motif double electric pump. Now, I went ahead and I did an unboxing of this pump back in April, I believe, and I never followed up with that. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my pros, my cons, and then my final thoughts on the pump. The pros of this breast pump is, number one, it's cheap. I did see it on Amazon. I personally got this through my insurance. At the time, it was the only breast pump that I was able to get. All the other breast pumps happened to be out of stock. But I did go on Amazon and I saw that this pump was $85.99, which is completely dirt cheap compared to a lot of the other breast pumps, the bigger name brand breast pumps. And yeah, so that's number one. Number two, it is battery compatible. So I can go ahead and put batteries in here, which I was using with batteries. I've since then taken the batteries out, so there are no batteries in here, but yeah. Another con is this is the breast pump, minus the wires and stuff. But this is a breast pump, so it's very small, portable, that you can throw it into like a little bag, discreet if you were trying to, I don't know, if you had to pump at work. So yeah, I love that fact. And there's also a timer on here, which is another pro. Yeah, so I can't really show you because it's not lit up, but the timer, there is a timer on here. The other pro of this pump is that it is quiet compared to my Medela, which I do own. I've had a Medela for about 4 years now. This is quiet. It's super quiet. So I really like that about this pump, because a lot of times when I was using it, Aaliyah would fall asleep. And I was able to put her down and then pump and not have to wake her up with my breast pump. So that was great. Now, my last pro for this kind of goes into some of the cons possibly, but the rhythm of the suction of this pump causes you to have multiple letdowns, and I'm not talking about two. When I was using this breast pump, I felt like I was having 4 to 5 letdowns in one pumping session, and I pumped for about 30 minutes each session, except for in the morning I pumped a little bit longer. But other than that, 30 minutes tops. I pumped both sides at the same time, and yeah, I definitely had more than 3 to 4 letdowns with this pump. Now keep that in mind going into my cons, because having 4 to 5 letdowns, you would think more milk, right? Let's keep that in mind. So the cons of this breast pump, for me, somebody else it might not be a con, but there are way too many pieces to this breast pump. Like, I don't even know if it shows you on here, but all these pieces come apart. So, oh well, you guys can't even see that. Okay, so sorry about that, but if you guys can see these pieces over here, everything comes apart, and there's just a lot of small pieces to clean and sanitize and all that, and I'm just not about that life. So it was just way too much. I hated that part about it. My next con had to do with the flanges, I think that's how you say it. So this is like the standard 24 millimeter that it comes with. It only comes with this. For me, because I didn't try out my breast pump when I originally got it. So side note, definitely as soon as you get it, sanitize it and try it out right away. That way, if you need bigger flanges, then you can call the company and get some sent to you, because you don't want to have to pay out of pocket for them. I wasn't paying out of pocket when I finally called, and they told me that, and I was already at the point where I didn't really I didn't really see the need to go ahead and buy it. So these are very they were too small. So at some point it hurt. Well, at every point it hurt to pump. Another thing is that this is a silicone insert for this. So this is what kind of hurt the most, I guess. Well, this pinched. So it didn't hurt the most, because this hurts the most because I just needed something bigger, if you can see that. The 24, I just don't think, I feel like, I don't know what the Medela comes with, but I feel like it's bigger than this. Unless I bought the ones that I have. I'm not sure, I don't remember, but it's definitely uncomfortable. And because of this, although yes, it's comfortable, I get it, but because this was too small for me, it pinched me all the time. So I could not use the silicone, inserts to go in there, which kind of leads into my final con, which is that the suction of the pump, I don't feel you get the maximum amount of milk you can because of the suction of the pump. Now, keep in mind, I did not use the pump up until max. So this is max. Well, no, I think that's off. Yeah, that's off. So this would be at max over here. I probably used it right in between max, if you can see where this little dial up here is pointing. So this is max, and I used it maybe about right here. That's the max I can go because the pump was uncomfortable. I don't know if it was because I didn't go all the way up to max, why I didn't get a lot of milk, but for me personally, throughout my time of pumping, because I used the breast pump for 2 months, throughout that time, I was pumping about 4.5 to 5 ounces a day, which yes, it does add up per day. But I had spoken to my lactationist because I was freaking out because I didn't think I had enough milk. I was having some oral surgery done, and the amount of time that they were telling me to pump and dump to the amount of time they were telling me to not feed the baby, I just felt like I didn't have enough milk, which is why I went and I spoke to the lactationist, and I told her what pump I was using. She had never heard of it. She was aware that I had a Medela, so she went ahead and told me to go ahead and use the Medela just to see if there was a difference. Guys, that first day, I pumped in the morning time after her first feeding, and then 3 times during the day after her feeding. I didn't change anything in my routine, but the first day that I used my Medela again, I pumped in the morning 4.5 ounces of milk. I was like, wait, excuse me? Mind you, I had fed the baby and then I pumped. I was also taking lactation pills just to boost up my milk supply because I needed to pump. I just wanted to make sure everything was flowing. I was able to still feed her and have enough, all that. But I pumped 4.5 ounces, damn near almost 5 ounces in that one feeding. That's how much I pumped throughout the entire day using this pump. So I was pissed, to be honest, because let me just tell you, it was 2 months of torture with this pump. And I didn't think that my Medela was like working properly because I've had it for 4 years. And come to find out, it worked perfect. It worked fine. Like, I would have been pumping. I would have still had milk. I mean, I do still have a couple of bottles left, but yeah, I was just astounded. I was upset because, like I said, I had so many letdowns, so I feel like I should have been pumping more milk, but in my case, I was not. And I just feel like it just took so long. It was just, with my Medela, I couldn't pump for 15 minutes and I feel like my breasts were empty after my morning pumping session. After 15 minutes with this in the morning, I definitely couldn't I had to still pump because you can feel that your breasts aren't empty and you're having more letdown, so you just think that you're going to be pumping more, and it just took so long. So I mean, I guess that's kind of another con. So yeah, you can take what you will with that. So yeah, now my final thoughts on the breast pump is, if you are a person who this is the only breast pump that's a double electric breast pump that's available to you through your insurance, definitely go ahead and use the breast pump. You are going to be able to pump milk. I just think that if you have used a Medela in the past and you try to use this, I feel like you're going to notice a difference. I personally wouldn't recommend this breast pump just because of the suction. I mean, I love the suction. I love that it made me feel like I was having so many letdowns. That's like the number one thing about this breast pump. But the fact that I'm not pumping out more milk to show those letdowns, it's kind of frustrating. So although I only got maybe 2 letdowns with my Medela, I still pumped more milk throughout the day. So yeah, fortunately for me, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I really don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately for me, my daughter didn't really take a bottle, so I ended up wasting a lot of the milk that we had in the stash, because you obviously can't refreeze it after you've thawed it out, or whatever it's called. I think that's a word. But yeah, if this is your only option, it's going to be a good option for you, so much as just as long as you haven't used the Medela. And you know, some people, Medelas aren't the best pumps to them, so you know, to each his own. But for me, I definitely would pick my Medela. Or even if you're still shopping around and you came across this breast pump, I would definitely keep shopping around. Like I said, it just doesn't add up, you know? The milk supply, your milk output, yeah, is that what it is? Your milk output is not matching up to your milk input. So yeah, I hope that answers a lot of people's questions on this breast pump. I'm sorry I didn't go ahead and, you know, do this video sooner, but like I said, I didn't use the pump until July, and it was only for 2 months, but it was definitely enough time for me to know that I didn't like it, and I went back to my Medela, I think for the 2 weeks left that I still had to pump. So yeah, like I said, I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope this answered all your questions. Please comment down below if you have this pump and if you love it. And yeah, what are your favorite breast pumps? Because right now, mine is my Medela. Anyway, I will talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you, yeah, yeah.